Joey asked me what I thought needed to change, and I think the simplest answer is Dwayne Wade. You need a bigger game out of Dwayne Wade. You need Dwayne Wade to give you 25 to 30 points.
Yes.
You need Dwayne Wade to get you 5 to 8 rebounds. You need him to get you 3, 4 assists, a steal or two. He's been there for blocks. I mean, the guy's had some amazing blocks. Shout out to Marissa in the chat room. Marissa, we love you and appreciate you being in here. You know that. Anyway, but I mean, defensively, he hasn't played that bad. He really hasn't. But offensively, it's almost like he doesn't even look like the same player over the past couple games.
No.
He just does not. But outside of him, maybe a little more out of Haslam. They got to work on the fast break points.
They got to work on their bench in general as well. I feel like the fast break points will even itself out. I feel like that was a lucky fluke because all season they did not get walloped like that on the fast break points.
No, they didn't. But at the same time, they haven't played. They played OKC twice. But when it really comes down to it, they haven't played a team like OKC in this type of atmosphere.
All playoffs.
With OKC playing at the level they're playing at. You know, we talked about this when we were in the beginning stages of the Eastern and Western Conference Finals. The best basketball was being played in the West.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did we know whether or not that meant the best teams were in the West? No, we didn't know that. But what we did know was that the best basketball was being played in the West. And in Game 1, you got to see the effect of having to play against the best basketball. They didn't sweat being down 13. They didn't sweat trailing at half. They didn't sweat They
didn't even sweat being down 2-0 to San Antonio.
And they were down 15 Game 3 going into the start of the third quarter.
This is definitely a team on the rise, and I think they're a championship caliber team in OKC. Obviously they are because they're in the finals, obviously.
But it's not even that they're there. I mean, we've all, in every sport, you've seen every now and then a team get to the finals of their league, and you sort of sat there like, yeah, this ain't going to be good for you.
Yeah.
I respect you got here. You managed to be the best team when you had to be the best team, but like that's how I would have felt if Boston played OKC.
Oh, I gotcha.
Now, don't get me wrong. Boston defensively would have held their own. But as the games wore on and the series wore on, they would have did the same thing they did to San Antonio. Oklahoma City would have just worn them out. Yeah. LeBron James stands there and waits for the ball while Paul Pierce can stand there with him. If Paul Pierce had to line up on KD, he would have to chase him around screens all game, and he would have went nuts.
Now, is it fair to get down on LeBron James saying that, hey, Bron, we need you to do even more than what you're already doing?
No. LeBron James does not deserve to get hated on, even with only 6 points in the fourth quarter. He was exhausted. I don't care how physically gifted you are, how talented you are at anything. Mental exhaustion, sooner or later, is going to get you. It gets everybody.
Oh, yeah.
It's like time. No matter what, time always wins. You run out of it sooner or later, and it's gonna you can't do anything about it. So, yes, do I expect LeBron James to score 17 in the fourth like Kevin Durant? Not really,
no.
But would you think he's more likely to do it than not do it? Yes. Now,
well, I don't know anymore.
But Kevin Durant had 19 going into the fourth quarter and then scored 17 to finish with 36.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James had 30 going into the fourth quarter.
And then, he had 24 going into the fourth, scored 6 points to give him the 30.
So you see what I mean? LeBron James put in a little more work early, but that's because OKC doesn't sweat trailing. No. They're okay with
they are a second half team.
Scotty Brooks literally probably sits there and says to himself, all right, let's just keep it under 18.
Under 10. You think 18?
Dude, I don't think this team's scared of being down 20 going into the second half. I don't. You just want to keep it so that if you can get, you look at basketball as a game of runs. So if you can get like a 9-0 run and trailing by 18, well, now it's a 9-point game. You go a little back and forth with the team. You keep it within 9-10 points. You go on another 9-point run, and all of a sudden it's a possession game with pressure-packed moments and who's going to perform. And OKC does not worry about Kevin Durant performing. They've showed it numerous times. Yeah, they've showed it numerous times, and my favorite, and it's one of my favorite things I may have ever seen a head coach say to a great player, Scotty Brooks talking to Kevin Durant in Game 1.
Yeah, you said
you have to be more aggressive. It's your ball. It's your ball. Get the ball. You have to, like, you're sitting there as somebody that's played basketball. Dude, to have your coach say that to you
probably gives you the
you're
most confidence.
Sitting there like, all right, chest is poked out. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Give me the ball.
Give me the rock.
You know what? 5-on-1. You guys can go stand over there. I got him. Let's go. Like, the confidence it has to give you. And Durant's 23. 23 years old. This kid is relishing the moment. Relishing. Love it. Huge fan of it.
Well, let's answer this last question before we have to wrap it up. Pixel Junkie writes in the chat room, if OKC keeps the Heat under 100 points during the whole season, do the Heat win the series? I wrote nope.
And you're completely correct. Like Pixel Junkie points out, 100%. The Miami Heat are a run and gun, want to score a lot of points team. OKC can match that.
OKC
and they actually can
run
also
an offense
play
too.
you under 100 if they want to. You know, we've talked about this every series Miami has played, how they are not the better team than the teams they're playing.
They just had superstars.
They weren't a better team than Indiana.
Nope.
But their two superstars were better than Danny Granger and David West trying to carry the team. Okay?
Correct.
They weren't a better team than the Boston Celtics, and a matter of 7-8 plays in Game 7
determined the whole game.
And you're talking Boston playing OKC and not Miami, okay? Oklahoma City has the superstars to match Miami, and they're a better all-around team. Hence, why some of the people that say that this could be a sweep are not insane. Do I think it's going to happen? No. But they're not insane for thinking it.